way that we were treating before, face down, leg out a little bit, same way we were kind of treating the calf. So what we'll start with is, why don't you get you to face that way, and get you on your side.
Just put it on the that's so complicated.
So we're going to start off doing a couple of things kind of around his glutes in here, okay? So first, if we're going to treat kind of like your piriformis type stuff, we want to kind of treat the tissues around it first. Obviously, if we have him face down and want to get into piriformis, the butt is way too big. You're not going to be able to get through it, and you're just going to end wasting a lot of time, and nothing's going to happen. So, how we treat the glute is we'll get him to kind of bring this up a little, just like that. So we have that slightly flexed, so there's a little bit of tension in the tissues there. Okay. We're going to just pull your shorts down a little bit, okay? So, what we'll do is first we'll attack the glute med, the glute min, and that stuff. Okay, so. And if you guys want to get more personal with each other, you can kind of go a little bit further down too, but for the demo, we'll just stay a little bit up higher, okay? So,
It's like a hockey gym.
we're going to start in, and I kind of like to follow the glute kind of around this way, so we can kind of see. And in everybody, again, through the glutes, we're going to have a lot of dysfunction, okay? And I'm starting off with treatment point number 2 there. We're just going to kind of follow the way that glute attaches in there. So you do have to put a little bit more pressure in with this, but as I was telling some of you before, we don't really have to change the grip on it at all. We can keep a loose grip on the tool. As soon as you start gripping this tool super, super tight, we're not going to get that same feedback through the tool. If you grip it tight, we're not going to get feedback, and we're not going to feel the restrictions underneath. So if we keep a nice loose grip, the handle's there that we can put a little bit more pressure down, it can sink in a little bit more. And once I've treated a little bit of those superficial tissues, we can flip this guy over, and now we're going to use that 55-degree edge. Now I'm going to use the same amount of pressure, and we can kind of, he can probably tell you it feels a little bit different. But I'm going to use the same amount of pressure as I did with the 35-degree edge, and now we can get a little bit deeper in those other tissues, okay? From there, if we want to get into piriformis, actually no, piriformis, I've got some stuff on your shorts, but piriformis kind of runs in this direction here, right? So we're going to do our best. I always tell everybody, we're going to be exact with where everybody's piriformis is, not all the time. We're going to know the general area that it is, and we're going to try and follow it. And it really comes down to what we're intending to treat, and we're going to hit some of it no matter what, right? So if we kind of fall off the back, and we can kind of come. We're just actually going to treat this whole area in here with this guy.
Does it hurt?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So I don't know if he has an issue in there. It's not too bad. The glutes felt a lot worse. But that's kind of the way that we're going to go. And if they do have an issue with kind of piriformis or anything like that, when the tissues are faulty, you're not only going to notice a difference in the way that you're feeling stuff, but you're going to notice a difference in the way that it shows up on their body. If there's an issue with piriformis, you're going to feel it, but it's also going to turn a lot redder than any of the other areas. Because if you're not finding adhesions, the skin is not going to turn as red. So if there's an issue with piriformis and you treat it, you're probably going to end up with a big drawing of piriformis across his butt, which means that we probably did something good in there, okay? Since he's on his side, we can kind of treat TFL the same way. Pull these guys up, get a little bit through TFL, so that's just right off the front in there. And with you guys to start off with, it might be easier to kind of bring this back, bring his leg back into a little bit of extension so we can treat it. What I like doing is kind of grabbing a hold of that guy And obviously if we didn't have the shorts on, it'd be a little bit easier, but we can kind of get through TFL and we kind of bring him till I find that tension in there, okay? But for now, if you guys aren't comfortable using opposite hands, that kind of stuff, it's easy enough to just get his leg and rest on a little bit of something. If we allow it to drop too much, we're going to get a little bit too much tension. But if we bring it into extension, we'll be laughing and everything's fine and dandy, okay? Get your roll onto your back. Okay, and if we want to get into the hip flexors, I'd probably get something a little bit bigger than that, but that's still going to support it enough. And we can kind of get in through over those guys there. And this one's going to be easier for me to attack with my left hand, so that's what we'll do. I'll get in through those tissues in there, okay?
No, he's saying it hurts. He's down. Feel it on himself.
And
Okay.
like, there's not a whole lot of greenness in his, which is awesome. But try and go a little bit deeper with them. And that's kind of how we attack the sort of that rec fem, that attachment of psoas and everything like that. With the psoas higher up, it's obviously under way too much stuff that the only way to really get in there is to dig your hands in there sometimes. With this tool, we can kind of treat around this area here, but in that case, I always get a partner to help me kind of come and hold his leg and slowly bring it down till I find that line of tension and everything like that. Okay? Are we missing anything? There's a lot less to do for this time around, so. Any questions about any of that? Or do you guys just want to have at it and then you can ask while you're doing it? Yeah? Okay. See that? So, I don't know if you guys want to switch partners, stay with the same people, it's up to you. Nope?